let me just ask you, how many of you, if you had the chance, I know there's a lot of judgment in this because you kind of got to take in all the factors, but let's just say that you were able to go back in time today with your family intact, your wife and kids, but you just go back to that time when you grew up. How many of you would do that? I wouldn't, because it was a peaceful time. Today, we don't have that opportunity. We don't have the time. We don't live in a time of peace and tranquility. Everything is geared toward feeding that evil wolf. The good wolf is looking a little poor, and he's looking a little skinny, and he's needing some food. And that's why I want to talk to you today. I want to offer you a challenge. I would like to challenge you to stop watching the news for 1 week. Stop watching the news. Read a good book. Watch good shows, good movies that have good meanings, good messages. I'd like for, if you're not already volunteering, which we do a lot of that, look at volunteering. The last thing I want you to consider doing, and this one's going to be the tough one, pay attention to the judgmental statements that you make in one day. I did this, and today even I struggle with because I start talking about something and I'll go, oh, wait a minute, that's a little judgmental. You know, when you say that person looks or she did or anything like that, you're starting into a judgmental statement. So I'd like for you to consider just one day keeping track of how many judgmental statements that you make. And then, once you realize how many you make, stop. Stop being judgmental. Go back to that time, even in your mind, go back to that time when everything was peaceful, or may not have been peaceful as, because we have history to look back on, but it was peaceful for us. Go back to the time when you paid attention to your neighbors, not in a judgmental way, but pay attention to them as to what they need, what you could do to help them. Not just your neighbor that lives next door to you, but your neighbor that you see on the street. Because as we know, we are all neighbors to each other. So take that challenge if you would, and I would encourage you to do this, and if you do, I'd appreciate you either dropping me an email or just let me know some way or other how it affected you, because I've done it. I got to a point that I felt like everything inside of me was going sideways. It was not going in a good plane. So I started first with judgment. I worked on my gratitude. I do gratitude every morning and every night. And you'll be amazed at the things that you can be gracious for. But you'll also be amazed at how much more calm your life becomes. And in this day and time, we're going into a political season, as we talked about a while ago. So this day and time is when calmness and peace inside is even more beneficial. The other thing I want you to understand is that once you do this, you start changing your mind. You start changing the way you think about things. Things that used to make you mad will no longer make you mad. Because you'll start telling yourself, what's the purpose? Why do I need to be mad about something? You start changing the way you think, which starts changing the world around you. And that is what we have to change. All of us, regardless of our religion, our political background, where you came from, where you're going, all of us want a better world to live in. My challenge to you today is to work on that world that's right around you. Because you'll be surprised, just like a pebble in a pond, when you start that one movement just around you, making the world around you a better place, it will start to ripple out. Your kids, your friends, the people that you work with, it will start to ripple out and you'll see a big change. Mahatma Gandhi said that if you want change in the world, be the change that you want to see in the world. And that's where I would like to leave it with you today. Change your world. Go back to that time in your mind when things were better, things were peaceful, and make that a reality of where you live today. Don't be the one feeding the evil wolf. Feed the good wolf. Practice peace, practice charity, practice harmony, practice all the good things. Let's make that evil wolf the skinny one. Let's make our world a better place to live.